The news of father shot and killed in front of his own family. Christian Rios' sister and wife tells us he had only worked at a Lubbock game room for a couple of months when someone walked in and opened fire.
It's a shooting rampage we first told you about in March. Christian died and 3 others were injured as police say the suspect worked his way through Lubbock County. KCBD News Channel 11's investigative reporter Shaylee Kidwell has this latest update in tonight's Discounting Danger report.
Christian Rios wanted the American dream.
He was an immigrant who only wanted to better himself.
His wife Perla and his sisters Gabby and Christy tell us Christian moved from Mexico to Lubbock to give his daughters a better life.
He was the dad. He was the super dad. The best things in his life for him were always his daughters.
But a shooting at Christian's work stole more from his family than that dream.
He came to this country fleeing violence in Mexico, and violence ended up killing him here.
Perla and Christy say they were here at this Lubbock game room where Christian worked when the shooting started. Perla says she and Christian were about to leave when someone knocked on the door and asked for Abraham, who Perla believed to be one of the owners of the game room.
We actually don't even know their real names because they are always switching their names. There were 3 owners in total. 2 of them were there.
Perla says Christian turned his back to the man and pointed to where Abraham may be.
The guy waited for Christian to turn towards the back to attack him. At that moment, he pulled out the gun, and I saw how the bullet hit him. Christian was smart, and if he would have seen him, he would have been able to defend himself.
Christy says she saw it too.
Christian all of a sudden fell to the ground, and I just saw the person who did it, and I thought he was going to shoot me because I looked him straight on.
Then they say the shooter opened fire with one of those bullets hitting the man who was sitting next to Christy.
I wanted to run towards Christian, but I don't know, I was afraid.
She and Perla sought shelter in the bathroom. When the shooting finally stopped, she and Perla say they ran to Christian, who was still on the ground. Christy says they tried to get people to help them carry Christian to their truck. She says one of the owners did help, but another owner, who was armed with a gun, ran.
There were a lot of people who could have helped, but no one did. Maybe if people had helped us carry him, I wonder if we could have been faster.
Christy says she's shocked they were able to lift Christian into the truck. Perla says she drove straight to the hospital.
Those 10 minutes on the way there were the longest of my life. I was feeling very desperate that I couldn't get there fast enough, and I was losing the love of my life.
Christian didn't survive. Shot and killed by a man the family says they don't even know.
That is why I find it really difficult to have compassion towards that person.
Perla says even if the shooter were sentenced to 100 years in prison, it wouldn't be enough.
This is supposed to be a safe country, but it wasn't like that. Christian wasn't doing anything bad. He was working, so I asked for justice.
Justice for this family, Christian's daughters, American citizens, who they pray will live out the lives their father died trying to give them. You may remember we interviewed the other man who was shot in the game room that day. Florencio Rivera was shot in the neck and is now a quadriplegic. He told us he didn't know the shooter either. The suspect, who police have identified as 50-year-old Jamie Lee Pruitt, remains in the Lubbock County Detention Center on a $20 million bond. Over the last several months, we have spoken with people who filed police reports against Pruitt in the days and months leading up to that deadly shooting. One man even obtained a temporary restraining order against Pruitt. We also confirmed Pruitt was on parole at the time of the shooting. You can read more about this ongoing investigation on our website, kcbd.com. Karen and Abner.